What is this piece of rusty vintage equipment found stored in an old building in North Carolina? It has a collection of spiral torsion springs, which can be controlled with levers and a master lever, and there is an axle through the middle. I spent far too long trying to figure this thing out. It is rusty and heavy, so I am presuming it is old, probably from the 1960s or before. The size of it means that it looks like it can store and release a sizable amount of energy, with a pretty decent amount of control. The bolts at the bottom make it look like it was supposed to be secured in place on the ground, so I'm thinking it is some sort of barn or hangar door opener. I'm curious if anyone has ever seen anything like this and knows what it is for. It's an old theatrical lighting dimmer rack from the late 19th century to the 1930s, used for controlling stage lighting intensity, like the ones at the bottom of this picture. The springs are electrical coils, not mechanical. Those are resistance dimmers. If you rotate the handles of the individual dimmers, you can lock or unlock them to the big handle on the right, so you could fade multiple channels at once. What is this concrete box with a small opening sticking out of a chain link fence in Chicago, Illinois? I saw this in an alleyway near my house while I was on a stroll, and I have never seen something similar. Roughly 4 by 3 feet sloped concrete box with a small opening or shelf at the bottom. Does anyone know what this thing actually is? That's a mid-century garbage incinerator. These were a common sight in American neighborhoods during the 1940s and 1950s, serving as the primary way for families to dispose of household waste. These were used to burn everything from paper and cardboard to food scraps and yard debris. Before the widespread adoption of municipal trash collection services, the sight of smoke curling up from every backyard on a Saturday morning was a standard part of suburban life. Residents would throw their trash on the top opening, and then sanitation workers would shovel out the ashes or unburned trash through a second opening near the bottom on the alley side. However, as urban populations grew and concerns about air quality and fire safety intensified, cities began to pass ordinances banning the practice. By the late 1960s, the smell of burning trash had largely been replaced by the sound of garbage trucks rumbling down the street, leaving these old stones to crumble or be repurposed as planters. What is this ornate, strangely shaped two-section wood frame I found in a building in North Carolina, alongside lots of old items, mostly vintage and probably some antique? Many of the items were home decor of one kind or another. China, pottery, that kind of thing. It was wood, fairly lightweight, and I think about 14 inches from top to bottom. I've never seen anything like it. Does anyone have a clue? It's a clock case of an antique regulator clock from the 19th to the early 20th century. If it was turned around, the bottom part would be for the movement. Here's a much closer match, slightly different style, but definitely close enough. The small extension is for a pendulum. What is this thing made of dense, heavy, scratchy fibers, and is several feet long, I found, with Middle Eastern stuff? I really have no clue here. The tassels are softer yarn-like, and it doesn't smell like anything other than old fabric. Do you have any ideas on what this could be? That is a traditional camel harness decoration, used to secure decorative elements and add to the camel's majestic look. Here's what it looks like on a camel. This is highly valued in Arab culture, especially during camel beauty contests and heritage festivals. What is this metal electric socket found in central Poland? About the size of a large lemon, possibly military related, and from World War II. It was found in the woods about 1 hour from South Warsaw, where many military things from World War II are commonly found. Any information about it would be much appreciated. That's an old Warner trailer wiring socket, a military spec 4-pin round electrical connector, used on World War II Willys Jeeps and other early military equipment. The socket is mounted on the rear of the vehicle, just next to the left tail light. Because it is subjected to harsh military environments, the assembly includes an integral spring-loaded door. When unhitched, this cover protects the internal contacts from mud, water, and debris. Originally manufactured by the Warner Electric Brake Manufacturing Company, these sockets were designed to connect the Jeep's electrical system, primarily to transmit power for the basic running, stop, and taillights of the trailer. What is this thing I found in my attic? The house was built in 1952. It has a cast iron base, a wooden measuring stick marked up to 25 inches, and a red rubber squeeze bulb attached to a dispenser. And it has no maker's mark. Does anybody have any ideas what this is for? That is a 1940s skirt marker, a classic sewing tool designed to mark even hems on skirts and dresses without requiring assistance. It was patented on May 28, 1940, by Max Ingwer of Forest Hills, New York. The user stands still while the marker is adjusted to the desired height, then slowly spin in place while you squeeze the bulb over and over. The flat nozzle sprays chalk in a line, and once they've twirled a full spin, the hemline is completely marked all around. What is this pineapple kitchen gadget I bought at a thrift shop in Florida? They didn't know what it was either. Approximately 6 by 3 inches and made of hard plastic. Can you please help me figure out what this is? It's a vintage pineapple peeler, a popular kitchen tool in Australia during the 1970s. Ray Ashdown of Brisbane invented this pineapple peeler in 1971 after watching his wife cutting the peel off a pineapple before slicing it. He thought of a better way and took it to the Inventors program on ABC television in 1972. It brought an enthusiastic response. The invention adjusts to any size of pineapple, peeling and coring one slice at a time. The peeler was developed, patented, and manufactured, and has been sold all over the world. I saw this precision-looking, oscillating doohickey at a metal salvage yard, and it has always intrigued me because I haven't the faintest clue what it is. It was about a foot long and 4 inches wide, and I believe it was all cast aluminum. The knob oscillates the central tube along a bent path, and I believe the central tube was hollow. There was no manufacturer's mark, no nameplate, no branding, only the little serial number plate. It appears like a sewing machine, but I feel like it was too precision and adjustable to be a sewing machine. The salvage yard generally gets scrap from some local high-tech manufacturers, but it's mostly optical, electrical, and biomedical. I don't think there are any textile or fiber manufacturers around, but I can't say for sure. It was some time ago, so I unfortunately don't recall what it was found with. I really hope someone can enlighten me, because this will pop into my brain every 6 months or so, and it's like a little itch I can't quite scratch, not knowing what it is. Any ideas? Please tell us down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.